glass jar there. Let's try and shoot that. Let's light right next to it. Okay, welcome everybody, Rusty Guns. So let's get into this out-of-box review of the North American Arms 22 Magnum Derringer. So typically in the box, get this, and then inside it actually comes with a metal lockbox. Set that off to the side, open it up. There will be keys for the lockbox. That's the receipt from it. You have your owner's manual and a small catalog for other accessories you can buy for your small Derringers. On the back side there's registration cards, price list for those like accessories if you want them. That comes in the box. Also your don't eat silica gel or silica tablets, whatever those are. And then what you guys are waiting for, the 22 Magnum Derringer. It's 5 shots. The safeties on this, there are actually notches in here, which is a safety notch, which is where you will put the hammer so that it's not sitting on a live round. To pull out the cylinder, you just push here and then pull. It'll pull out the cylinder pin. It's kind of locked in, so just pull back on the hammer just a tiny bit. It'll drop out. Load it, same way, just pull it back. You can put this into almost like a half-cock position, like that. It's kind of the half-cock position. Set it up in there. Slide the pin back in, and it's good to go. It's got nice grips on this. They did a good job with the wood grips. It's got your front bladed sight. The rear sights are very, very small because this is mainly a point and shoot gun, not something that you're supposed to be trying to be accurate with. But nice little gun. It's an 1 1/8" barrel. Overall length, I didn't check to see what the overall length was, but let me do this, give you a quick idea. So we all know a dollar bill is 6 inches long, so set that up. That's how long. So that's gonna be the overall length. It's about as tall as dollar bill, maybe a little taller. Hammer sits up a little higher, but it's a perfect throw in a pair of like basketball shorts or something. It's not heavy at all. It's not gonna weigh you down. So I'll put the weight and everything for all that stuff in the description. So if you guys want to check that out, if you're wanting to know exact dimensions on stuff, I'll throw all of that in the description for you. But let's go ahead and take it over and shoot it and see how she does. And one thing I want to say about these is when you guys are loading these Derringers or any kind of gun where you have to pull out the whole cylinder, load it, and then put it in, be extremely careful to keep your fingers or anything away from the trigger or the hammer, you know, because when you're putting this rod in, your hand is up here in front of the barrel, and you don't want that to, you know, you don't want anything to happen. So just be extremely careful that you're keeping everything away from the trigger and hammer when you're doing this, when you're loading the gun. Okay, so we're about 6 yards away, and I'm going to take some controlled shots to see how accurately I can aim this small gun, even though that's not really what it's meant for. And we're going to go ahead and give it a try. Okay, so the gun is shooting really, really low. I'll go ahead and take you up there and show you. So this is a gun where you're going to have to compensate and try to aim up a little higher on it. So as we can see, the gun shoots really low. You know, I jerked a couple of these, so those are my fault, but the gun does shoot extremely low. So I'll throw in 5 more and we'll see how we do. Alright, so for these next 5, I'm just going to kind of point and shoot at it. I'm not really going to aim like I was trying to aim before. I'm just going to point and shoot. Alright, so let's go up and take a look at that. Alright, so we can see here 1, 2, 3, 4, and I threw one way over here. I don't know how I threw that one over there, but I did. But 2 there, 1 there, 1 there. So for me, it seems like pointing and shooting is a little bit easier than actually trying to aim this gun. I'm going to do 5 more just to be sure. I'll just point and shoot a couple of them, and then I'll actually try to aim a couple of them and see how we can do. But so far it's looking like pointing and shooting is a much better option. Okay, so the first 3 shots I'm just going to point and shoot, and then the last 2 I'll try to control aim those shots. Okay, from pointing and shooting, one of these, one of those, and then this one here. And then when I'm trying to aim it, just because of the way the sights are, there's actually one here, and I believe this one or this one of these 2. And so it's definitely a point and shoot gun. It's so much easier to point and shoot this gun than it is to try to control aim it. So as you can see, it's definitely a point and shoot type of gun. When I was just pointing and shooting, I was able to start putting some of the shots in the black versus actually trying to aim the gun. It's much more difficult, and it's because it's not really a rear sight that is here on the back, but it would be typical of what you're trying to put this front bladed sight through. And so when you do that and you're taking the top of this front bladed sight and you're lining that up, you actually end up having the gun in more of a downward direction, like this. So you would be lining those up, and now the barrel's in much more of a downward direction, so you're shooting really low. Versus when it's just pointing and shooting, you kind of have it more where it should be. So why the front bladed sight is on there, you know, it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. It doesn't really need to have the gun, doesn't really need to be on the gun. So, you know, I kind of understand maybe for looks or something, but in practicality, it's not really needed because it is just pointing and shooting the gun. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to try to split a playing card with this little guy. I'm not going to take any more than 10 shots to try to do this because since it's just pointing and shooting, it's going to be extremely hard for me to do. So no more than 10 shots. If I do it, I do it. If I don't, I don't. Okay, so we're going to be trying to split the 6 of hearts right here. Hopefully that's still lining up in the picture. Can't tell. Alright, so we failed on the first 5. Let's try 5 more. Okay, so we've missed with those first 5, so we'll go with the next 5 shots. So there you go, 10 shots, couldn't split it. I could see the dirt in the back flying up, but it was just really hard to judge whether I'm left or right, and yeah. So, not definitely a gun that I will be trying to split many playing cards with, but you know, it's a super fun little gun to shoot. It really is. Like I said, it's definitely a point and shoot gun. Don't try to aim it and be super accurate with it. I mean, if you practice with it, I'm sure you could figure it out and be able to do it. And so that's something I'll do from time to time, is I'll take it out and try that card splitting again. But definitely a point and shoot gun, but it's a great little pocket 22 Magnum for, you know, that short distances within, you know, 10 feet or so, or even like I was 5 yards away when I was shooting the paper target. So, you know, 15 feet, 20 feet. It's perfectly good little gun to use for, you know, pointing and shooting. Just don't try to be super accurate with it. But super fun. I will definitely be carrying this gun with me a lot, because summer times or whatever, when you're wearing basketball shorts, it's definitely a small little gun that'll be perfect for carrying for that. So I know what you're wondering is, okay, how much did it cost you? Okay, not including the tax, because there was other things I bought on there. $229.98. So 230 bucks, add in your tax. That's about what it's going to cost you. Well, like I said, it's a great little gun. You know, if you're going to use that for self-defense or whatever, 22 Magnum's definitely going to do the job. There are still many meat processors in the area that use 22 Magnums to put down cows before they butcher them. So 22 Magnum definitely going to do the job. But that's about all I got for you today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like I said, I will put all of the particular details of weight and things like that that you technical guys want to know. Those I'll put down in the description. Thanks a lot for joining me, guys. Take care. I'll see you next time.